Entrepreneurs, leaders, people becoming more than they were yesterday.
Monday through Friday we rise. We win the morning, we win the mind. Faith over fear, pressure into purpose, confidence built through the work. Something good is gonna happen to me. Something good is gonna happen to me. I don't need all the answers, I just need belief. Becoming who I'm called to be, making impact bigger than me. God first, doubt steps back. When it gets heavy, we figure it out. You're not here by accident, you're part of the story. Stepping strong, stepping faith. Let's get your mindset right.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh, Colin. Man, guys, when I see Colin, I know Alaska time. It is not 8:18. It is 4:18 in the morning. Shout out to you, brother, for being on here this morning. Say good morning in the chat. Say good morning in the chat. Come on, video, all. Come on, video. I want to see your smiling faces. I want to see your smiling faces. I for those taking notes, I had a lot of stuff to tell you today, but for those taking notes, today's topic is trust the process, adjust the strategy. Trust the process, adjust the strategy. Keisha, what up, girl? How are you? Good seeing you here this morning. Thanks for coming on video. Christian, good to see you on video in a hooded sweatshirt. I don't care. I don't care. Maybe he's in the gym doing something crazy. What up, Chet? Man, Chet, people are still talking about your Figured Out Friday story. Still talking about that. Guys, Chet's got a wealth class. He's building out something. Go to Chet's page. He has got a class that he's doing, uses some AI strategies and different things. So go follow Chet. Go look him up. He's got some great things for you. So go follow him. Danny, I don't know what you're building over there. I don't know. She's got an instrument all that I know does not look like a pen. I don't know what it is, but it looks really exciting. It looks a lot better than what I got going on here besides these two dogs. What up, John Hart? John Hart, good morning to you. My new best friend Joe Peck's in the house from Massachusetts. Even though she's a Patriots fan, I still like her. I still like her, even though she's a Patriots fan. Big NFL draft. This is as a Jet fan, this is the time period of your season you get excited because you think you might win, and then they start the season and then you just lose. So we've been doing it for 15 years losing. So this is my exciting week that I have. So good morning to you, Hunter. Damon, what up, brother? Quan, good morning to you. Paul, what up, man? Victoria, good morning. Good morning. Jesse, Michelle, good seeing you again. Holy smokes, all. Did we had an amazing prayer call this morning. So I lead prayer each and every morning at 7:30 Eastern time. And boy, we had some emotions, some spirit, the Holy Spirit, some prayers, some tears. If you want to be on my calendar, so you get the calendar invite, because we all need notifications. We all know we need notifications. If you want that, put your email in the chat, and I'll have my amazing Grace take your email and put it into so you get a reminder each Tuesday at 7:30 to join us. So put your email in the chat if you like to be on the prayer. Put it in there and we will add to it so that way you can be reminded. It doesn't mean you have to come, but today we had some people who came and they've never been there, and it was like God was speaking to them, and I'm still coming off of it, and we just finished like at 8:08, and I was just like, all right, I had to go for a quick walk here to get myself fired up over here for a different one. So, put your email in the chat, and we will put you on the reminder so you could be a part of it. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. My name is Coach Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, and a DAD. And I'm just truly blessed to have amazing leaders Okay. Put a five in the chat if you listened to Christian yesterday. If you got something out of Christian yesterday, put a five in the chat. If you heard Kendra on Friday, put a five in the chat. You were with Justine on Thursday. Put a five in the chat if you saw Chet. Put a five in the chat if you saw Jim Morris the other day and Chris. I'm just so thankful. Like sometimes when I say my introduction, I'm like, wow, I feel like I haven't said that in a long time. And part of me is like, I'm so blessed and thankful that I don't have to lead each and every morning because we have amazing speakers, we have amazing leaders. And at the same token, sometimes I miss it. Sometimes, I miss the microphone. I miss the microphone. Don't make fun of me, John Hart. John Hart's like, we know, Brock. We know you missed that microphone. So I'm just very thankful to be a part of this. I'm thankful for Cullen. Cullen asked me to write his acknowledgement or something in the back of his book. I'm not the most English grammar person, but anytime somebody asks me to write something about them and their book that they're creating and they're doing, I was just so very blessed and thankful. So thank you, Colin, for that. So before, as you all know, see, Chad's not with us on Monday, so you guys missed out a little bit on that. I'm waiting to find out who's going to be the next person to do this. But you know what time it is. All you know what time it is. For those of you first time being on here, you better get yourselves ready. I need you all to come off of mute. Come off of mute. And Grace, let's get that affirmation up there. Let's get that affirmation up there. I want everybody to say it. Everybody to say it with me. Say it like somebody pissed you off. Say it like you really mean it. Say it like something is amazing is going to take place. Whatever it is, deep down inside of you, like if your child, you wanted your child to do it, you are performing in front of your child, you're performing in front of the cul-de-sac, whatever it is. On the count of three, we're all going to say it together. One, two, and three.
Something good is
It's
going
gonna
to happen
happen
to me.
to me.
Something
Something
good is
good
going
is
to
going
happen
to
through me.
happen through me.
Through me.
Wow, some of your neighbors might be calling. They're like, there was some loud noises. Somebody was screaming over there. All right, all great stuff. All James, I loved even James brought his daughter into the mix. I saw that. See, sometimes you all come off of video, and I like to see your smiling faces. My goal at some point is to get 90% video. 90% video. Do you think I could do it? I don't know. We'll see what happens. At one point, I never thought we'd get more than 5 people on here. So look at that. Who knows where things are going to go? Speaking of amazing speakers, Grace, make sure you put into the chat a couple times today, especially now. I think there's 82 people who signed up for today's study hall, adult style. It's a national study hall. So last month I did one in Charlotte and I had a couple people. Brock, did you record it? Brock, can I see the video, Brock? I don't have it. All right. I do. Those days are over with. Okay. So I did do it that every other month is going to be a national one. So next month we got a pickleball tournament here in Charlotte for study hall. Because I don't know about you all. When I was an adult in study hall, I didn't want to do study work. I wanted to play. So I kind of combined that concept of playing with learning. And so we got an amazing AI coming for pickleball next month. So Grace, if you put the pickleball in, but more importantly, tonight at 7 o'clock, Chad Free is coming back. Rebecca is going to be here. Brittany Hall. Remember Brian Galkey? Brian Galkey is speaking on our guy with the facial recognition and how he's using AI. And our main man, Mr. Drew Thompson, is going to be here as well. So a lot of you know these people from the summits that we do. Our next one is going to be in New Orleans. It is going to be the first week of November. So mark your calendars, November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Working on some of these dogs sometimes. I hear them like ripping something. And I'm like, that's not good. I know that noise and it's not a very good noise. It's probably like my shoe, but it's not. We're in luck. But so come join us tonight if you haven't, even if you can come for a little bit. It is our Zoom one that we're doing nationally. You can bring something to sip. We encourage beverages. You don't have to worry about driving for this one, so you should be safe. So it's from 7 to 8:30 or 8:45 Eastern time. Love to have you. So where do I want to take this? I don't know. Trust the process, adjust the strategy. How many of you, Chet and I have been, him and I have been masterminding through emails and text messages of artificial intelligence. And we like both have alignment in reference to that. I've been working with Ed, who does artificial intelligence. How many of you using AI? Give yourself a grade. Let's just give yourself a grade. Yeah, I know, Dave. I was gonna say like how many using AI? I'm like, well, that's stupid, Brock. That's everybody. Like, give yourself a grade, a 10 to a 1. 10 meaning you're freaking immersed into it 4 to 5 hours a day. One being like, I don't even know my password. I have to like refresh my password every so often to like make sure that I know what I'm doing. Give yourself a grade on that, on where you are in artificial intelligence. Now, you might be like, what is he going to talk about? I don't know. We'll see how this all comes together here. But so we got twos, fours, threes, fours, fives, sixes. I saw a 10. I'd really like to talk to that guy who's got a 10. Chet, let's make sure we talk to that guy. He's got a 10. Um, so, so artificial intelligence, I've started to study it. How many of you go to the gym and you listen to music? How many of you go to the gym, you put your ear pods on, you're listening to music, you're gearing up, you go for a run, you listen to music? Yeah, I'm a psycho all. I listen to AI stuff now. I listen to AI. I'm listening to it. That's really when people, how do you have time to do this? Like I just make time. So I listen to artificial intelligence. I'm listening to a lot of heavy hitters that are doing it at a very high level. And basically, the statistic is that about 95% of you are doing AI. And AI is being done in a capacity. I'm probably talking to somebody here. Put a 10 in the chat if this sounds like you. You go to Chat GPT, you go to Claude, you put in a prompt, you get the answer. You put it in an email to polish it up, you get an answer. You ask it to do a social media post, you get an answer. Maybe you ask it to do an MLS remark, you get an answer. Maybe you do something like give me a 30-day report. Maybe you take something in Excel. Maybe you take your inspection, you put it in there. How many of you does that sound like you? Like get a 10 on that. How many of you um, do that? And that kind of is like, yeah, that Brock, that's what I'm doing. That's the AI. Okay. Chet, we got news for them. You guys make up of like less than 1% of those that are at the next level that are already crushing it. And why I say to you, trust the process, adjust the strategy, is the strategy is defined as a process of certain steps to get you from point A to point B. And sometimes our strategy doesn't work. And when our strategy doesn't work, this is what we tend to do. Screw it. I knew that goal was not going to work. I knew that that was not the case. How many of you, put a me in the chat, if you had an idea, but the strategy didn't work, you tried the strategy several times and you kind of like soft played it and you know it deep down inside. Put a me in the chat like you didn't tell anybody because you just weren't too sure about it because you didn't want to fail out loud. But how many of you know deep down inside that like, you know what? I just that wasn't for me. God did not want that for me, so I knew it. I knew that that wasn't going to work. All right, we only have 3 people, so that's good. So the rest of us did a really good job. You guys all reach your goals. I need to hear your prompts. I need to understand what prompts you're using so then I can become better because I'm constantly understanding or trying to figure out my strategy. And I'm going to give you 5, if I have time, 6 concepts, six things, concepts on what it takes to go through this process and this strategy. So, what I'm really trying to do here is I'm understanding AI is not going to disappear. The next level, who is, you just asked me a question, Christian. There's a guy by the name, let me get the name because Christian asked me a question is who do I listen to? Well, I listen to Jason Pantera. I also listen to, where's his name? It's Dan Martell. Dan Martell is the guy that I listen to, and then he kind of like veers me off with different things. But um, I want to be in the forefront. I want to lead with failure in reference to artificial intelligence. That's what I'm going to be talking about today at 10 a.m. So, Grace, if you can put the 10 a.m. Link in there, Actually, I might even have it if I did this correctly. There it is. Actually, I put it in the chat for us all. I'm going to be doing this at 10 o'clock today. But I want you to understand that just because you're not there with AI, every single person in some capacity should be using AI. But the next thing that we are doing, and I just spoke to my team about it, is we're using AI that every one of my VAs, I have 4 virtual assistants, everyone is going to get an AI assistant. And they are going to be, our goal is to have them working at 50% of the capacity that they have, and their AI is going to work the other percentage. And then we're going to get them to working at 25%, and their AI is going to work at the 75% so they can do lead generating. Put a dollar sign if you want to make more money. Put a dollar sign in the chat if you want to make more money. Put a dollar sign in the chat right now that you want to make more money, but maybe your strategy isn't working. Your strategy just isn't working. The excuses sound greater than the results. The problems sound louder than the results for where I'm trying to get at, what I'm trying to do. Right, all? I know I'm speaking to somebody because I typically, if I'm feeling it, there's a lot of other people feeling it. And I'm trying to find ways to be able to, you two, knock it off. These two are like over fighting. I see them in the backhand corner over here, like having a little field day with these two. But the key ingredient I want to challenge you all is I want you to fail forward. I want you to listen in. I want you to take 30 minutes a day, and once you start listening to these other people, is grow into yourself. Christian talked about Jim Rohn yesterday, and he was listening to all these things. And Jim Rohn says this: people work harder on their jobs than on themselves. And I truly, truly believe in that. I truly believe in that because I started to take AI and start to study it, and I started to listen to it, and I do it 30 minutes on the treadmill. And then next thing I know, I was like, well, let me listen to it a little bit longer. I mean, hell, this morning I was listening to her for an hour and 10 minutes. I was like, I cannot believe I just listened. What a nut I am. What a nerd I am listening to this. But then I take this and I share it with other people to help them to grow their business. As much as it sounds scary, which some of it is scary, but you also have to be prepared for it. It's not going to replace you, but it's certainly going to try. And it's certainly, if you don't know the tools to grow your business with it, you're going to have these challenges. So I want you to write down this: adjust your strategy. Don't adjust your plan. Don't adjust your process or your goal. Just adjust your strategy. So my goal is to be efficient with the time that I have today. My goal is to be efficient with my virtual assistants. My goal is to be efficient with my time. My goal is efficient to being, how many hours are you working a week? Put it in the chat. Do you know how many hours you work a week? How many of you know how many hours you work in a week? My team and I, we work roughly about 215 hours a week. It's all mapped out. What are you doing in that 215 hours? That's what I asked myself. How can I blend this? What can I do? A lot. If you don't know how many hours you're working a week, you got to start there with your strategy, because you don't even know what your hourly rate is. These are simple questions to ask yourself. I want you all gave me dollar signs, right? Let me go back in the chat. Yep. James gave me a freaking ton of dollar signs, right? James, you're probably leading the way because I'd be right there with you. I'm working for my grandkids. That's what I'm working for right now. What does that look like? So one of the topics that I wrote down here, here's the first one. Number 1 is build where you are going, not where you are. Build where you are going, not where you are. There's a book called The Gap and the Gain. Christian will say the author. I'm not very good with authors. I think it's Dan Sullivan. It could be completely wrong, but The Gap and the Gain. And there's a chapter in there that there was an Olympian back in the day for the Olympics, that there was a team, I believe it was in Poland, that they wanted to win. Benjamin Hardy, Dan Sullivan. Thank you, Colin, my other book man. And there's a chapter in there, I believe, where it talks about how do you make the boat go faster. And this country never was in the Olympics, or never were in the top 5 to 10 on winning in the rowing. And so there's this point where the coach would say, does it make the boat go faster? You know, they would say, should I eat this? Should I work out? Should I get up early? Should I train? Whatever it is, he would say, well, as long as it makes the boat go faster, then do it. And so I would challenge you, if it gets you towards your goal, then do it. Staying up late, drinking all night, I don't know, does that get you to your goal faster? Bitching, whining, complaining, and being in victimhood. Does that make the boat go faster? Does that get you goals? So I want you to stop focusing on the present day and start looking at your scalability. Start looking at like, okay, where do I need to get? What do I need to do? What activities do I need to do to get myself to where I need to get? Number two, we talked about this already. If it's not working, don't quit the dream, change the strategy. Your vision might be correct. Your goal might be correct. Your alignment might be correct. This room might be correct for you. Your motivation, your drive, all these things might be correct, but you might have to make a couple tweaks here or there. You might just have the wrong person not on the bus, but on the wrong seat. You might just be talking to the wrong person to get you to move the needle in the right conversation, whatever it might be. I had an amazing conversation, Michelle, with Kendra. Kendra and I, the speaker that we had on Friday, her and I talked for about 45. She's on here now. We talked on the phone for 45 minutes. I loved the conversation. I thought it was going to be a 15-minute conversation. 45, 48 minutes later, I was just like, that was really good. That time went by fast, but I love masterminding with higher level people, moving the needle. Like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Oh yeah, that's a really good idea. Are you having conversations with those type of people daily? Ask yourself that. Are you having conversations with within yourself and those people? Number three, your value is the problem you solve. Your value is the problem you solve. Kendra was solving problems for me. I was solving problems for her. It was a valuable conversation. Coach Burt says money exchanges hands when problems are solved. The more complicated the problem, the more money you make. That's plain and simple. I wish I could spell it out. So what problems are you solving? What is your value that you have? Does somebody have a problem that you can solve? Number four, you are more than your title. You are more than your title. And the reason for your title, the reason for this is many times your title will come into the room before you do. That's a John Maxwell line. Your title will enter the room before you do. See, when I was drinking and doing all my crazy stuff and just being a complete a-hole, people knew me before I even got to the place. They knew what type of person I was. He's this. He's going to spend this. He's going to drink this. He's going to do this. He's going to try to talk to these girls. I was a mess. Now, just as something bad of my title, could there be something good of your title? It takes time, but now when people see me, they're like, man, I want to talk to that guy. I want to make sure that I get in a conversation. I want to get his contact information. I want to be around this individual. Boy, he really speaks at a different level. I really like how he works his business. I like how he prays. I like his family. I like his relationship. All of these things. Because I've had to work on it. I didn't say like, okay, I guess I'll never be a good person again. I don't know, God. I tried really hard, but I really effed up all these years. So you know what? I might as well just keep on going. No, you can adjust today, whatever it is that you think you got. We were talked about it on the prayer call today. Number five, your process prepares you for your promise. Your process prepares you for your promise. See, many times in life, we just want to go to the promise. Can we just get to that part, please? Like Christian or Cullen, who's writing his book with Jim, is like, can I just get my book? No, there's ups and downs. There's stories. There's interviews. It takes time to go through the process. Doing this show is a process. Never, if I started this 5 years ago and somebody said to me, Brock, In order for you to get 50 to 60 people on here in the mornings, for you to do national summits, it's going to take you 5 years. I probably would have thrown in the towel on day two. I've been like, yeah, this might be a little too much for me. I don't know if I have the showing up mentality, the discipline to continue to do this. But it was the process of the person who I've become from where you saw me 5 years ago to where I am today. I would even say you're not the same person you were last year that you are today. And that is why there's so many challenges, why people, family members, loved ones, they're just like, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. There's like, I don't get invited to a lot of like family function type of like gatherings. I'd be like, I'd be like, what'd you guys do? Where were you guys at last weekend? And sometimes I do get sad. They're like, well, we went to this bar and we went to karaoke and we did that. Well, we just, we didn't think you'd want to go. I mean, you don't drink and you go to bed early, you get up early. We just figured you had to work. Well, sometimes it happens. I'm always a big believer. Well, at least give me an opportunity to say no. Most of the time, I probably would say no because I've been down that path many times. But sometimes it is lonely, but it's okay. It is what's the strategy to help me get to where I want to get because in 5 years, when I'm 54 years old, well, in more than 5 years, but when I'm 54, 55 years old, and I'm living the lifestyle, they're just like, well, that's unfair. Brock gets to travel. Brock gets to do that. How could he could do that? He has this house over here, and he has this Airbnb over here, and he's yeah, remember when I was 47, 46, 48, 45, and that's what I was doing. So I can live the lifestyle. I can live in benevolence. I can make sure my grandkids are taken care of. How many of you want to work for a legacy? And you want to leave something behind. I mean, really, that's one of my main goals is for my grandkids to go to the beach. I was thinking about it the other day, that when they go to the beach, that my daughter Brielle and Bryce, when they're all there, they're like, "Now your grandpa." I didn't really. My dad, he was a pain in the ass, kids. But my dad, let me just tell you, he would make us do this and do this. But your grandpa's the one that got us his beach house. That's how we're able to come here each and every year. What does it look like for you? What is your vision? And last but not least, this is the bonus. Surround yourself with people who complete you, not compete with you. Who complete you, not compete. Now, I am a competitive person, so like when I kind of was thinking about it because it was one of the topics in the video, I kind of like it if you compete against me. I kind of like it when you try to come, like you're just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like anybody who says like, let's play basketball, I'm like, I'm in. Where's my cousin Rob? I'm like, I don't care how old I am. I will play you in basketball. And what I've learned is that I might not beat you at game one. I might not beat you at game two. And I might not beat you at game three. But by the time I get to game 33, your ass is going to be on the ground not wanting to play me. And that's how I think. That's how I am inside of my head. I might not get you up front, but I will outwork you. I will outgrind you. I will outvision you. I will outperform you in some capacity, in some way that you just won't be able to do it. Because not only do I want to compete against you, but the people in my wheelhouse are doing the same thing because we got alignment. You all are on here because of alignment. If you think about it today, we started at 7:30 this morning on a prayer call, and I will be going all the way today until 8:45 tonight on some sort of Zoom or Vision. I'll be on hours speaking, putting in value, putting in content, helping people grow in some capacity. And there'll be people that will be with me throughout the whole process because we have alignment. You will show up with me every single time. I'll see you at 7:30. I'll see you at 8:15. I'll see you at 10 o'clock. I'll see you at 7. And I love that because that's synergy. So I challenge you. Who's in your wheelhouse? Who's in your environment? Do you have that? And if you don't, screenshot people that are around here and have conversations with them. Majority of all of you have my cell phone. When you get done this call, connect with me, reach out to me, make sure you got the links. Hey man, I want that link. Hey man, I want to be there at 10 o'clock. How do I get there at 7 o'clock? keep showing up. Because my strategy, sometimes it might not be the best, but you can't outwork me. My dad taught that to me. And so far, it's done a pretty good job for me. So if you got something out of today, put a 10 in the chat. If you got something out of today, put a 10 in the chat. For all of you, for your little show notes and everything else, thank you, show notes, for being on here and putting out there all that stuff out there. You go get your show notes. Our show notes are on the Brock Zevan's Mindset Motivational Facebook page. You can go to that. Sarah, what up, girls? She's in California, and I just saw her name pop up. Or not pop up, but thank you, Sarah, for being on here. But I see a lot of 10s on here. You can go to my YouTube video. You can go to my Facebook page. How many of you are going to be on tonight at 7 o'clock? How many of you are going to show up tonight at 7 o'clock tonight? Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you are coming tonight. Put a me in the chat if you want to come tonight. Put a me in the chat if you might think about coming tonight, but you might have an excuse. Put a me in the chat either way on who's going to be showing up tonight in some capacity. See your amazing gurus speak and pour into you. Let's see how they keep their 20 minutes. I told them all they got 20 minutes. Boy, oh boy, you know how hard it is to get speakers to only speak for 20 minutes. They just think that they're like preachers. So me, if I get the link, it is right above you. Grace, put the link back in there again for the study hall. The link is in the chat. There it is again for the study hall. And I will close out with the last link for those of you that want to come. This is actually the topic I'm speaking on at 10 o'clock today, how to go from expired to engaged and how I'm using AI type of stuff. So that's at 10 o'clock. We got a 7 o'clock. We got a full ass day. Oh, let's just call it how it is. How many of you are all in? Put all in if you're willing to have a full day today. Put all in if you're willing to have a full day today. All in if you're ready to rock and roll. Crush it. Ready to go today. Look at all these all ins. I love it. All in. Guys, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much. I'm excited that I get, see, this is what happens when I get the microphone. I just keep on rambling and rolling over here. But appreciate y'all. Guys, thank you so very much. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Colin. I was like, who's tomorrow? Colin is on tomorrow. Colin is on tomorrow at 4:15 Alaska time. All for us, we're lucky. We got a little grace. We got 8:15 on the East Coast. To you all, God bless you. Thank you so much. Till later on at 10 o'clock or tonight. See ya.